guys, so today I'm going to show you a very cool looking trick. However, I should mention that this trick looks a lot better with a real life spectator helping me out. So I had to modify the performance just a little bit for this video's sake. Just keep in mind, this is, more or less an idea of what the trick would look like. And remember, I will teach it to you afterwards, and you really can perform this to anybody. And this also uses a totally borrowed and shuffled deck of cards. So let's get right into the performance. So imagine we borrow a deck of cards. It's very important that we use a borrowed deck because I really want the spectator to know that this is just an ordinary shuffled deck of cards. So I would ask the spectator if they have any jokers in the deck, which I don't think we do in this case. So let's go ahead and just remove the jacks for now. I think that will be perfectly fine. But essentially what is going to happen in this trick is I'm going to spread the cards on the table like this, and I would have the spectator think of any card. It can be a completely free choice, just please don't say it out loud. And then whenever you have a card locked in mind, you're also going to lock it in using the jokers. So for example, if you were thinking of like the King of Spades, you're going to place one below and one above like this, so that now that card is going to be sandwiched in between those jokers or the jacks. And make sure when you place the cards in, they're face down so that we can see them when we turn the cards over in just a minute. But please, change your mind as many times as you'd like. Please think of any card, and I'm going to turn around because I really don't want to see anything. I don't want to know anything about the card you're thinking of. So please take your time, take the jacks, and you can sandwich any card that you like. So let's say they're going to go ahead and sandwich this card over here, the 3 of clubs. But remember, my back is turned around, so I don't know that this is going on. So now I will tell them to square up the cards so that we can't see anything, and then turn the cards face down. So that now, when I turn back around for the first time, there's absolutely no way I could know what card the spectator is thinking of. Now, the only way I could know any information about your card is I know the position of your card, because I know that it's right here in between these jacks that you place face up in the deck. However, this is not a marked deck of cards, right? So there's no way I could know the identity of the cards by looking at the back. And this is also not like an edge marking deck of cards, because, magicians use very, sneaky techniques like reading on the edge here to know what the card is. However, this is a completely borrowed and ordinary deck of cards, so I have no information about your card. However, that's not going to stop me from trying to do something amazing with your card. So first, I'm going to try to get a sense of what your card is, and just think of it as hard as you can, because that really does help. Okay, I'm getting a sense it's a black card. I can also sense it's a club. And think of the value between ace to king, ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's a lower value. I'm gonna go, I think, 3, the 3 of clubs. And the spectator will be amazed because I just read their mind, and that's impossible. However, I wanna take this one step further, and I wanna do something even more amazing with your card. Watch this. If I just do this, I actually have your card right here. Go ahead and take a look through the cards, because if they were now just spread through the cards, they would see that their card is no longer in between the jacks like this. There's completely nothing in between them. And also they can, look through the deck as well, and they will actually not find their card anywhere to be found, because I actually have your card right here, and all I'm going to do is place it inside of my pocket. And do you want to reach in? The spectator can reach in and take out. They feel that there's a card in my pocket. They take it out, and they discover that it is the card that they just merely thought of. And that seems like an impossible trick. So yeah, that's the trick, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed this one. And if you did, be sure to stick around for the tutorial. All right, guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick that you just saw. I absolutely love this trick because it's a really cool dual effect with a mentalism and also card to pocket combined into one trick. And I think it's a really, really cool effect that you can do with a borrowed and impromptu deck of cards, which is the best part. So let's get right into how this trick is done. So if the spectator's deck has jokers in it, you'll want to remove those. But if they don't, that's totally fine. You can just use any pair of cards that you'd like. Once you have your pair of cards, you'll just set those aside and then spread the deck on the table face up so that the spectator can have a free choice to think of any card, and then you tell them to sandwich their thought of card in between the face down jokers. So they can genuinely think of any card, and your back will be turned the entire time. So let's say they think of the Queen of Diamonds in this case. They're going to sandwich the Queen of Diamonds in between these jacks like this, and then they're going to square up the cards and then turn the deck face down. So at this point, you, the magician, has absolutely no information about their card. However, this is the moment when you will get the information. And the best part is you are telling the spectator that there's absolutely no information or way to peek the card. However, that is exactly what you are doing, because what you're going to do is say that the only information I have right now is the position of your card, which is right here. And what you're going to do is pause when you get to the sandwich, and you're going to get this card into a cull position. So you're going to basically get the cards lined up like this, and then pull the card underneath with your fingers like this so that it now goes under the spread. And you're going to continue spreading through the cards and say, look, these cards aren't marked in any way, so there's no way I could know what your card is by looking at the backs of the cards. You're going to continue spreading all the way to the bottom, and you're going to have their selection be placed as the bottom card when you square up the card. So now their selection will be on the bottom of the deck. And this is the point when you will peek the card, and you could do this in a multitude of ways. The way I like to do it is to say, look, there's no edge marking, or you can also say there's no cards like sticking out, there's no special like cuts or bends or anything in the cards. That would probably be a better line to say than edge marking, honestly. So what I do is show the front edge like this, and then I also show the side edge like this. And when I show the side edge, that is me just literally looking at the bottom card, but I'm sort of doing it very subtly. I'm not like looking at the bottom card openly, and I'm also trying to keep it hidden from the spectator because I obviously don't want them to see the card on the bottom. So I'm just showing them the side, and then the side like this, and I can just very, very briefly see that queen of diamonds, and then I'll turn the deck over so that now it looks like I was just sort of rotating the deck. So this is how you will be able to read their mind. Since you know what the card is now by looking at the bottom card, you'll be able to tell them that their card was the queen of diamonds. But how does it get to the pocket? What you're going to do before you read their mind is you're going to hand them the deck of cards. And what I do is I will get a break on the bottom card and transfer this into a gambler's cop like this. So now I have that card being held in this position in my left hand. I'm going to hand them the deck and say, just hold on to this for me because I don't want to touch anything. And as I do that, I will now drop my left hand to my side. This card will just be held in a very relaxed grip in my hand, and it will just look very natural. And I do not put my hand in my pocket at this point. I will leave this card in a gambler's cop for the entirety of the mentalism portion of the effect, because the misdirection for putting it in the pocket will come a bit later. So now you're going to read their mind, you're going to tell them the color, the suit, the value, and they will freak out when you say the queen of diamonds. And now this is the moment when you misdirect them to put the card in your pocket, is you say, look, I'm going to try one more impossible thing with your card. I'm going to snap and say, your card has just vanished from the deck. You tell them to look through the cards, and they will now spread through the cards themselves. They could do it on the table, or they could do it in their hands, and they will find that the card is no longer sandwiched in between the jacks. And this is the moment when they are looking through the cards or spreading through the cards themselves. This is when you will just very casually place the card in your pocket, and you can sort of angle your body to the right a little bit so that you can hide your left hand sliding into your left pocket. But just do this very quickly, very casually. No one's looking at you. They're always going to be looking at the deck because this is the attention. They have no idea that it's going into your pocket yet. You now at this point say, yeah, I have your card right here. It's invisible. And then you could sort of pretend like you're holding an invisible card and say, look, I'm going to place your card right there inside of my pocket. The spectator can reach into your pocket, or you can reach in whatever you'd like, and you can pull their freely thought of card out of your pocket. And that just is completely impossible. It just makes no sense at all, and it will absolutely fool your spectator. So yeah, this is a really, really fun trick to do with a borrowed deck of cards. It's super easy and super hard hitting as well. I think it's a really fun trick to perform. So yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy it. Let me know if you guys try it out. And yeah, see you guys next time. Bye.